Imagine stepping out your front door with your morning coffee, only to find your driveway barricaded by 3 gleaming red SUVs emblazoned with HOA security, like some budget action movie gone wrong. 5 clones in matching polo shirts are planted on your lawn, clipboards hoisted like they're warding off evil spirits, while 2 sheriff cruisers flash their lights in that ominous disco rhythm that screams, "Your day's about to suck." And there, in the center of this circus, a woman in a light blue power suit is jabbing her manicured finger right at your nose, screeching at the deputy like he's her personal errand boy. "Arrest this trespasser now, he's defying our sacred community standards." I froze there, steam curling from my mug, watching Deputy Harlan Reed glance between us with the weary look of a guy who'd rather be fishing. "Sir," he drawled, scratching his head. "Got any proof this is your place?" Oh, I had proof, all right. But let's rewind a bit, because this wasn't just a bad morning. This was the climax of a meticulously planned takedown. 3 weeks earlier, I rolled into Willow Creek Meadows in a rattling U-Haul, my rescue mutt Jasper panting in the passenger seat, tail thumping like he knew we were about to stir up some serious trouble. Willow Creek looked like it was ripped from a suburbia catalog. 150 cookie-cutter homes lined up in flawless symmetry, lawns mowed to golf course perfection, fences so straight they could have been laser-leveled. The air smelled of fresh mulch and quiet desperation, the kind of place where smiles hid grudges and every mailbox matched. But I wasn't here for the curb appeal. No, I'd spent the last year and a half digging through dusty records, chasing whispers of fraud that led straight to this gated paradise. See, after a decade as a forensic accountant busting white-collar crooks, I'd learned one thing. The shiniest facades hide the dirtiest secrets. I parked the truck and flipped open my tablet, scanning the 52 pages of dirt I'd compiled. Old deeds from 1963, lien histories, shady LLC filings, and a name that popped up like a bad penny. Hargrove Ventures Incorporated. "We're not blending in, boy," I muttered to Jasper, who cocked his head as if to say, "Duh. Most folks buy a house for the schools or the view. Me? I bought this forgotten lot because of a buried clause in a 25-year-old tax dodge that someone thought they'd erased forever." Barely had the ramp down when I heard that telltale buzz. An electric golf cart zipping up like a missile. It screeched to a halt, and out stepped Evelyn Hargrove, HOA president, striding over like she owned the sidewalk. Tailored suit, helmet hair bob that screamed, "I mean business," and a clipboard gripped like a talisman. Flanking her, a guy with a camera snapping pics like paparazzi, and another toting a tape measure, ready to nitpick inches. "Morning," she chirped, her smile all teeth and no soul, the kind that says welcome but means obey. "I'm Evelyn Hargrove, keeper of Willow Creek's harmony. Here's your orientation packet. Our covenants keep everything pristine. 17 approved shades of taupe for exteriors, and your first dues are $1,950 quarterly. Covers patrols, landscaping, and upholding our values." I didn't touch the folder. Instead, I met her gaze dead on. "Dues for what, exactly?" Her eyes narrowed just a fraction. "Community upkeep, of course. Every home here falls under our umbrella. It's what makes us special." "Funny," I said, casual as pie, "because this plot predates your whole setup by 40 years. Never signed into any HOA check the original surveys. Lot 89 was grandfathered out." She blinked, her smile freezing into a mask. The camera guy paused mid-click, and the air got thick with that awkward tension you feel when someone's bluff is called. "Must be a mix-up," she said, voice dropping the sugar. "My husband's on the town council. We know these bylaws inside out. No exceptions." Her perfume hit me then, heavy and floral, like she was trying to mask something rotten underneath. "Suggest you double-check," I replied, turning back to the truck but angling my tablet so she caught a glimpse of the screen. "Hargrove Ventures. Fiscal Anomalies 2015 to 2023. Over my shoulder, I added, "And maybe chat with your bookkeeper while you're at it." She went statue still for a beat, long enough for me to spot the twitch in her eye, the quick throat clear. "Mr. Delaney," she said, clipboard consulted. "James Delaney. We have standards here. Folks who don't fit, well, they don't last." "Prediction or promise?" I asked lightly. She revved the cart and peeled out, but I knew round one was mine. That evening, I sat on the porch with Jasper at my feet, watching the sun dip behind identical rooftops. Rumors had already started. Neighbors whispering about the troublemaker who'd snubbed the welcome wagon. I'd been smeared before in my old job, labeled a nitpicker for exposing embezzlers. But I stayed quiet, observing. Evelyn wasn't just territorial. She was guarding something bigger, and I was here to unearth it. Drop your location in the comments. Let's see how far this tale of suburban sabotage spreads, because what came next had the whole county buzzing. The first violation slip showed up at dawn the next day, a neon orange eyesore taped to my door like a scarlet letter. Infraction: unauthorized rental vehicle in driveway over 24 hours. Fine: $175. The U-Haul? Returned last night. I snapped a photo, timestamped it, and filed the receipt. Par for the course in my line of work. Day 3, another envelope. Lawn exceeds 2.75-inch height per guidelines. Fine: $125. I grabbed a ruler 2.6 inches. Petty much? Day 4, unapproved exterior hue. Fine: $225. The house was eggshell white, unchanged since the 80s. Day 5, pet over 35-pound limit. Fine: $400. Jasper tipped the scales at 33 pounds. Vet papers proved it. Day 6, suspected unauthorized commerce. Fine: $550. I'd been sipping tea on the stoop, reading a thriller. By week's end, fines tallied $1,450 for a house supposedly outside their clutches. Neighbors shot sidelong glances, murmuring about the non-conformer stirring drama. I played along, nodding politely at block walks, but behind closed doors, I built my war room. Spreadsheets logging each notice, cross-referenced with my comings and goings. Pattern emerged sharp as a knife. Every citation dropped 2 hours after I left the property. Google Maps confirmed it. 140 yards southeast, a sleek camera perched on a lamppost, no official markings. Illegal spy gear on public turf. Bingo! I whispered to Jasper, who woofed approval. Next morning, a timid knock. I opened to a wiry old guy in a sweater vest, sweat beading despite the chill. Theodore Lang, retired from 22 Elm Drive. Been observing you. Observing how? I asked, not budging. He grinned faintly. 31 families gone in 7 years. Starts with fines, escalates to mishaps, leaky roofs, power shorts. Never traced back. But you, he continued, glancing over his shoulder. You're logging everything, not running scared. We sat in the kitchen, Jasper nuzzling his leg like an old pal. Theo sipped black coffee. I'd run out of tea and spilled. Was a state auditor for 28 years. Spot a probe a mile away, and you're mounting one. No point denying. What's the dirt on the Hargroves? He leaned in, voice low. Victor Hargroves, town council vet. Undefeated, unchallenged. Evelyn rules this HOA like a fiefdom. Annually, $350,000 in dues vanishes into amenity upgrades no one's seen. I crunched numbers, $2.45 million over 7 years. Spot on, he nodded. Routed through Hargrove Ventures Incorporated. Names poured out. Maria Gonzalez, single mom, dinged $3,800 for a swing set, 1 inch too tall. The Patels, permit denied for solar panels till they sold cheap. Veteran Hank Riley, banned from his own driveway for a work van. That was his personal truck. She picks off misfits, Theo said. Questioners, resistors. No one's beaten her. Till you. His eyes gleamed. Need allies? I'm in. Day 9. Escalation hit ludicrous. Mid-afternoon, sheriff cars rolled up. Deputy Reed emerged, looking apologetic. Report of odd smells, possible meth lab. Meth? I was baking cookies. Search away. He poked around, found flour and chocolate chips. Sorry, he muttered. 4th tip this week, same caller. Who? He nodded toward Evelyn's cart lurking down the block. Off record. Watch your back. The whispers grew. Neighbors dubbing me the rebel ruining property values. I endured the cold shoulders, the gossip at mailboxes, biding time. Evelyn's facade of community guardian was cracking. Her standards just code for control. Day 11. Dusk. Evelyn at my door solo, no posse, clutching a designer purse instead of her Bible clipboard. Smile dialed to charm offensive. James, we got off wrong. Board's waiving your $2,800 in fines. Join us properly. She slid over a form. HOA enrollment, rights waiver, gag clause. This voids any prior land claims, I noted dryly. Why, if none exist? Her grin twitched. James, Victor's got pull. Makes issues vanish. Threat. Advice. Smart guys take deals. I folded the paper neatly, returned it. I don't waive what I've earned digging for months. Threats? Not my jam. I swung the door wide, laptop screen glaring. Hargrove Ventures. Tax evasions exposed. She stared, color draining. Walked off wordless. That night, no envelope. She knew I had the goods. Day 13. County Clerk's Office. A fluorescent-lit tomb of bureaucracy. Heaven for me. Need plats for Willow Creek, 1983 onward. Liens on Lot 89. Clerk Mabel arched a brow. Specific. Old auditor habits. She hauled out a dusty crate. Untouched in decades. I dissected the files, original map 149 lots. Amended, 150. Lot 89, standalone since 1963, never annexed. Deeper, it tied to a 280-acre tract, subdivided piecemeal. Key miss. Underground rights untouched. Per state code from 1902, subsurface owned separate. Mine now, snaking under 123 homes. Foundations, pipes, all on my turf. Math hit like a punch. Control over the neighborhood's guts. I filed a quiet title suit that afternoon, plus fraud raps on Hargrove Ventures, embezzlement on the HOA, corruption on Victor. Certified notices to all 150 owners. I told the wide-eyed clerk. Law-mandated alerts within 72 hours. Soon, every resident would know their titles were shaky, their HOA crooked. Leaving with my lawyer buddy Ellis, sun warming my face. They'll hit hard, he warned. Banking on it, panic breeds errors. The mail bombs landed day 20. My inbox flooded. Not hate, but fear. Mortgage at risk? Eviction. Hoax. Evelyn called an urgent HOA meet at the clubhouse. As an owner, bylaws let me crash. 7:05 p.m. Room jammed. 180 folks sweating under AC vents. Evelyn at the mic, suit impeccable but eyes darting like a cornered rat. News vans outside, embezzlement scandal sell ads. I lounged in back with Theo, Maria, Hank. Friends, she quavered. These wild claims from a malcontent. Where's the cash, Evelyn? A burly guy in jeans bellowed. $2.45 mil for upgrades? Show us. Damn burst. No audits ever. Drove my folks out. On purpose? Evelyn glanced to Victor up front, but he fiddled his tie, avoiding eyes. Faceless, she stammered. I rose. May I speak? As per your maps, I'm legit. Room hushed. I sauntered up, Ellis toting docs. James Delaney here, your so-called agitator. Ex-auditor, fraud hunter. Murmurs swelled. Evelyn paled. Year plus ago, spotted Willow Creek's books cooking. Dues mismatches, Shell's siphoning funds, harassment pattern. I passed papers. Since 2016, $2.45 mil routed to Hargrove Ventures, owned by Evelyn and Victor. 0 upgrades. Poof, gone. Flashes popped. Gasped. But wait! I clicked a projector map. Your letters? Subsurface rights under it all mine. Every basement, sewer on my land. Evelyn erupted. Lies! He's a scam. Victor, back me. But Victor bolted for the door, slamming it shut like a coffin lid. You ingrates, she spat, cracking. I preserved order values. You owe me. Maria stood. Oh? You find my kid's swing, watched it demolished. Order? Stories flooded. Tears? Shouts. Evelyn drowned in her own tide. Doors banged open. Deputy Reed, backups, Fed suit. Evelyn Hargrove, arrested for fraud, embezzlement, abuse. Victor cuffed outside. She went limp as Miranda droned. Applause started slow, built to roar. She shuffled out through her victims. Justice? Sweeter than victory. If the saga fired you up, smash that fire emoji below. Everyone needs a fighter in their corner. Weeks later, Victor quit counsel amid Fed charges. Bail $600,000. Evelyn house arrested in a pad she half-owned. Ventures frozen. FBI dug wider, uncovering more HOA scams. Tally: $3.90 mil damages, 98 fraud counts, racketeering, decades behind bars. Title suit wrapped fast. I could have gouged rents, forced flips. Nah. Sold clear deeds for $800 each, costs covered. Ditching millions? Ellis asked. Came to bust crooks, not join him. Months on, 147 of 149 owned clean. Rest? Bankrupt, unrelated. Fate's funny. HOA axed unanimously. New voluntary group. Open books, votes. Theo chaired, dubbing it best gig post-retirement. Half-year later, porch sitting with Jasper sunbathing. Ellis pulled up in his Beamer, folder in hand. Settlement sealed. Class action. $1.90 mil to 280 families. My cut $38,000 for testimony. Quiet retirement? He smirked. I chuckled. Maria swung by with her girl. Kid and Jasper romped. James, others need this. Bad HOAs everywhere. Suggesting. Delay retiring. I eyed my overgrown grass. Theo waving. Pup's belly rubs. Maybe. Some rest in retirement. Me? Fight for the voiceless. Worth the grind? Absolutely. Maria's new swing, Hank's park truck. No more orange terrors. Year on. Postcard from prison. You toppled my 11-year reign. What did you build? Evelyn clueless. I gazed at renamed Delaney Meadows. Block bash raging. Kids wild on unmeasured lawns. Tunes blasting sans rules. Built? Liberty unquantifiable. Evelyn swore I'd refusing. Get crushed. Can't beat the machine. Wrong thrice. Bullied? Silence empowers them. Fight back. This spark hope? Subscribe, like, share, fuels underdog tales. Summer post-conviction, Theo hosted a rights seminar in that clubhouse. 250 attendees, far-flung. I lectured on deeds, red flags. Ellis simplified legalese. Maria front row, later paralegal bound to aid moms like her. Hank's watch-eyed counsel, nixing shady deals. Patel's repurchase cheaper, garden sprawling unchecked. Reed promoted, arrest his career peak. Ripples. Nearby HOAs audited. Boards toppled. One dissolved for freedom's sake. State law mandated audits over $40,000 dues. The Willow Reform Bill. Or my Evelyn antidote. Letters poured. Fined for doormats. Flags? I replied, referred lawyers, coached research. Some fixed with stern letters. Jasper passed 2 years later, porch sunspot. Kids flowered my door. Buried under the violation, oak. Jasper. Sniffed out injustice. Work endures. Last month. Florida widow. $10,000 liens for wrong bird feeder. Porch light. Flew down, unearthed fraud. Next story brewing. Evelyn, I built empowerment, ordinary folks toppling corruption via knowledge. You sought tangibles. But hope. Guts. Freedom? Immeasurable. Justice? In resistors' spirits. Thanks for sticking like sub to I stories. So, was Evelyn the real villain or just a product of a system that rewards control freaks, right or wrong?